Nour, I've finally done it. I made my main character into a pilot and I finally wrote the flight scene.
Michael, I told you to write a fight scene, not a flight scene.
Okay, I'll go make him fight the plane.
No, that doesn't even make sense.
Don't worry, he'll rip off the propellers, it'll be cool. He'll beat it with its own wing.
Oh boy. Hey guys, Nour here, and here's how to write a fight scene that keeps readers on their toes. But before we get started, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. Let's get started. Fight scenes can look so good on camera, but bore us to death when we read about them. And I think the biggest mistake when it comes to a fight scene is when it's all punching and jumping and kicking, but there's no substance. Your reader doesn't want to keep track of arm movements and leg kicks, at least not for so long. So the best way to ensure that your fight scene keeps readers on their toes instead of on their backs snoring is to write a fight scene that moves the story forward. Your fight scene should have a purpose, maybe to show us character growth, bring us to learn something new about the antagonist, or show us your character's strengths and weaknesses. However, if the fight can be removed from your story and everything else can go on unaffected, then your fight scene is just unnecessary filler. If you want to include a fight scene, think it through before you write it and let it affect the story somehow. How does a slow-paced scene look like? It's when you have long sentences that make your readers slow down. Here's an example of a slow-paced scene. He took a left turn and stumbled against the beast, a big hairy creature with bare teeth. He swung his arms at it. Then he kicked high and jumped back before the monster hit him back with hands of iron. Now, here's a fast-paced scene. He swung at the beast. A big iron fist came swinging back. With labored breaths, he jumped away. Crack! Something shattered underneath him. It took him a second to realize the beast had broken his leg. In the first scene, my sentences are longer, which slows the pace down, and then in the second scene, my sentences are shorter, which quickens the pace. Not all your sentences need to be short, but you should avoid extremely long sentences and paragraphs in fight scenes. Mix your action with quick-paced dialogue and you'll have a good structure for a fight scene. You should also use the 5 senses. I feel like I mention the 5 senses in my videos a lot, but that's only because they're so important whether you're writing a fight scene or something else. There's no better way to submerge your reader in your story than to include sensory details like what your character is feeling, smelling, tasting, hearing, and seeing. Maybe the monster smells like rotten eggs, which only adds a sense of ickiness to the scene. Maybe there's shattered glass that's crunching under your character's feet. If your character is trying to hide, this sensory detail creates anxiety in your reader. Something like the warm, wet feeling of blood would also make your reader feel a certain way. So the 5 senses are crucial for keeping your readers on their toes. Along with the 5 senses, you should also keep your language crisp and detailed and use active verbs in place of passive ones, unless your character is being forced to be passive. For more information on how to write an active character, be sure to check out my previous video on the topic to learn more, and I will leave it in the card up here. Crisp words sound something like these: crunched, splashed, shattered, gagged, twisted. These words are crisp because they create a detailed image of the scene in our head. They're better than vague words like ran, walked, or broke. These are vague because there are many ways of walking, running, or breaking. Did they run by dashing at something? Did they skip? Did they practically soar? Did they saunter when they walked? Did they strut? When they broke something, did it make a sound or did it go out like a dying phone screen? Something can shatter or it could just stop working, for example. So choose your words wisely and keep them active. Instead of saying he was coughing, say he coughed. Instead of saying he was jumping, say he jumped. These not only make your scene more exciting, they also tighten up your writing, which, as a result, holds your reader's attention. Additionally, decide on the tone of your fight scene. Is it supposed to be motivational, as in good people always win in the end? Or is it supposed to be desperate, as in your character is at her lowest points? Perhaps the tone is angry and your protagonist is out for vengeance. In the end, not all fight scenes are created equal. The tone can change your character's situation and the logistics of a fight. Whether your hero has the upper hand or not should tie into the tone. And please don't make your character perfect all the time. Fight scenes are messy and your character will get hit, fall down, get cut and hurt, and will need at least some band-aids in the end. Don't be afraid to give them a bruise or two. This is a fight scene after all. And last but not least, remind the reader what's at stake here. Is the character's life at stake? Is there something else at stake? Perhaps they've uncovered a conspiracy that could destroy the country, and if they get killed, they can't warn the right people and save the world. Or perhaps, if they die, their family will be completely helpless. Let us in on your main character's thoughts so that we get more than the punches and hits. Give us the emotions behind the fight scenes, and we will definitely be hooked. So that's about all I have for you. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever struggled writing a fight scene? What was the hardest part to write? And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. I have a new freebie for you guys in this month's newsletter, so be sure to go on my website, authortube.com, scroll to halfway through the page, and subscribe. There you have it, how to write a fight scene that keeps readers on their toes. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, check out my others, and subscribe to support my channel. And remember, Nour for president!